I'm Anna McDonald for NBC News. We have all the news for today. The United States Olympics men's hockey team, composed of only amateur and college players, has defeated the heavily favored Soviet national team with a 4-3 victory. The Americans now have a chance to win the gold medal with a victory over Finland in their final game.
Breaking news out of New York. John Lennon was shot by Mark David Chapman while greeting fans and signing autographs in the Archway of the Dakota, his residence in New York City. Let's go to our cultural correspondent Matt Dumar for more on the story.
I'm here at Roosevelt Hospital, where medical staff have just informed us that Lennon died before reaching the hospital. Authorities say he was shot in the back 4 times, leaving little hope that he would survive the shooting. Police are investigating a motive for the murder.
This marks the end of a presidential election between Democrat Jimmy Carter and Republican Ronald Reagan. President-elect Ronald Reagan will be inaugurated as President of the United States of America, as he has won 489 electoral votes, while former President Jimmy Carter finished with just 49.
The nation's Center for Disease Control and Prevention in Atlanta released the results of a study which shows that the lifestyle of some male homosexuals has triggered an epidemic of a rare form of cancer. The condition severely weakens the body's ability to fight disease. Many victims develop a rare form of cancer called Posey sarcoma, and others get an infection or pneumonia. Now we go to Steph with more on the story.
Researchers report that there have been 413 people suffering from this condition. 1/3 of these people in the past year have died, and the others live on without a cure. Investigators state that some infectious agent is causing the outbreak. Researchers at the CDC today disclosed that people suffering from this condition had similar partners, leading to the conclusion that there is a new and deadly sexually transmitted disease out there. Researchers are now studying other examples from victims in attempts to uncover the cause of this disease. So far, they've had no luck.
Breaking news, the president has been shot. John Hinckley Jr. both shot and wounded 4 people leaving a speaking engagement at a hotel in D.C. He fired his .22 caliber ROM at around 2:30 p.m. outside the Washington Hilton Hotel. This failed assassination was due to an attempt to impress an actress, Jodie Foster. Other injuries include Secretary James Brady, Secret Service agent Tim McCarthy, and police officer Thomas Delahanty, but the president was not killed.
President Ronald Reagan has officially signed the Economic Recovery Tax Act, beginning his plan of supply-side economics, which cuts taxes for businesses so they can hire more employees. The president's plan intends to cut taxes greater than any president has, causing businesses to be able to circulate more money in order to improve the nation's currently dismal economy.
In other news, the economy is still feeling the effects of the recession significantly. It has been confirmed by the Labor Department that unemployment is up to 10.8%, the highest it has been in over 40 years. Economics believe Reagan's economic strategies could improve the statistic, but progress has not been made to this point.
Today in Beirut, Lebanon, there were 2 attacks on American embassies. The first one killed 63 people, while the second killed 600. Here's Steph with more.
This is by far the deadliest attack on a Marine base in U.S. history. The first attack was composed of suicide bombers. In the second attack, a truck burst through a barrier, detonating a 12,000-pound bomb, and then at the same time a 400-pound bomb was also dropped. An Iranian protest group claimed responsibility and said this is part of the Iranians' revolution campaign against imperialist targets throughout the world. As a result, the American embassy will be moved to a safer location.
It took the United States Congress 16 years to endorse a national holiday for Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., but it happened. And in Atlanta today, there has been a major celebration. There is a parade, although some still call it a march. There had been several thousand people walking in the streets of Atlanta. People came from all across the nation to honor the man and his movement. It has been an international day as well, focusing on inequality elsewhere. In Atlanta, they gathered on Auburn Avenue, where Dr. King had lived and is buried. Today's ceremony began with Vice President Bush and King's widow placing a wreath on his tombstone. At the Ebenezer Baptist Church, they honored King's role in the termination of legal segregation. Mrs. King awarded the King Peace Prize to South Africa's Baptist for his activism for freedom.
Today marks a crushing loss for Wall Street, a day that is now being called Black Monday. Stocks fell more today than ever previously in American history, and we go to Matt Dumar for more on the story.
I'm Matt Dumart, and I'm here at the New York Stock Exchange where things are not looking good. Trading closed for the day at a record 22.6% loss, greater than this nation has ever seen. Markets around the world have seen similar downturns in the past few days. There's no way to tell when things will improve. Traders and investors are hopeful but unsure. Back to you.
That's all the news we have for today.
Thank you for watching.